believe in and love playing great competition, and I really appreciate Coach Blair making the effort to get up here. They needed a game, we needed a game, and I really believe you should play quality competition, and it was a great quality competition test. We had our chances to actually steal a game and let it get. I'm proud of the effort our players put into the game this evening. I'm proud of the effort our players have put into the month since August when they got back here to campus. Just been valiant in their effort every day, valiant in their COVID discipline, and just I'm really proud of all the effort they've put into getting to this point. But then once you tip the ball up and you get between the lines, you play the game to succeed within the game, and we didn't get that done today. And there's just a lot of little things when you lose a 2-point basketball game, whether it's a 48-46 game or whether it's a 90s game, it's a 2-point ball game. You can find those 2 points in an unbelievable variety of places. And it's just too hard to even explain or try to explain all the different places where we could have gained 2 points. I mean, the free throw line's an obvious place where we put them on the free throw line way too much and we didn't convert our own free throws, but there's just a lot of different places that we could have found 2 points. Coach Blair is a Hall of Fame coach for a reason. He knows how to exploit and play to the strengths of his team, and he loves to get the ball to his right people at the right time. The fact that it's a little bit early, it's early for both teams, but some of our younger players really did get experience in the line of fire tonight, and I think they're going to be better for it.
We can take questions now. Indicate to me if you have a question, and I will call on you. Those of you who aren't on video, you'll have to let me know. John, you had a question? John, you have to unmute your Zoom.
Sorry, gotcha. Sorry. Well, welcome back. It's good to see you guys playing again, Coach. With the way the season ended last year, how exciting, how great is it to be back playing on the playing ball again?
Again, who's just talking to me?
It's John from Global Traveler Magazine.
Okay, I just can't see. I don't see you up there. That's why you're a person I don't see up there. So it's just great to. I think the question was just how exciting it is to be back playing basketball. It's great to be back playing basketball. I'm thrilled for these players. I'm thrilled to be back on the court. And you say that at the same time, you really want to make sure that you are very empathetic toward all the people in this country that are fighting this corona pandemic, and you want everybody else in the country to be safe. So it's just we're proud to be out here. We're happy to be out here. The players want to play, and so I'm just thrilled to be back on the court again. March 9th seems like yesterday, and we were finishing the last season on this court March 9th, and now we open it up again these months later.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Bob.
Megan's got a question. Megan Caffrey's got a question.
Hi, Coach. How are you doing?
Well, Megan.
Question for you. How would you assess Dee's performance tonight? I know she finished the game with 24 points. She was really locked in. How would you assess her offensive performance especially?
She's an instinctive scorer and just has a neck and a nose to score the basketball. And I really think there was so many positive possessions and aspects of basketball that took place tonight. And there was also an awful lot of negative detail points to the game that didn't get executed this evening. So, I just think there's a lot of players that did so much. I mean, the players left it out there. We're small still, and scrambling the game over 94 feet for 40 minutes is hard. It's hard on the human body, and these players really laid it out there. I'm proud of Dee, but everybody. It's just not about one player. I think everybody had their moments tonight where they really started to see how they're going to find their niche within our offense and within this new team of this new season.
Any follow-up questions, Megan?
Just to follow up, when you talk about the negatives, what if you could pick out one or two specific things that you could take away from tonight that you want to see your team clean up going into conference play, especially, what would those be?
We're very non-communicative on our ball screen defense. Our ball screen defense was not very good. We got out-rebounded, and you could say, well, they're bigger, so you're going to get out-rebounded. Well, everybody's going to be bigger, so you can't be out-rebounded and expect to win a basketball game. I mean, those just are a couple of free throw shooting for a good shooting team. You get the line as many times as we do, and everybody's going to the line, and it's a 2-for-1 sale. I mean, you got to knock down your free throws when you get to the line. So, I mean, those are just some quick things that come to mind. But, yeah, again, just try to incorporate our big players into our schemes. We have to be able to get our bigger players, Deja and Kayla Caudle, incorporated into what we're trying to do offensively. So there's just a lot of things to clean up. And I still believe in playing quality people at this juncture. People want to play easy games right now to get things cleaned up and to get experience and to get their team into a confident state. And I just really feel better about I want to play quality. I want to find out where we're at. How good are we? How good can we be? And you don't find that out unless you play really talented, good ball clubs.
Jim Niendorf from We Are DePaul, I believe you have a question.
Can you talk a little bit about the play of Darian Rogers today?
Darian and both of our freshmen, Darian and Kendall Holmes, they're really special players. And Darian played. This just happens to freshmen. You can learn in practice, and you do learn in practice, and yet you don't know what it's like. I've been telling Darian since we started practice, I can't wait to get to games so you can find out what it's all about inside the context of a game, and that's just what experience is. And everybody's a freshman at some point in time, and they have to experience it. And Daria did a lot of really quality things, and she did some things that she'll fix and do better next time. So, and again, I don't want to, when I talk about our freshmen, I do want to talk about both of them because Kendall didn't play a lot tonight because she got in foul trouble, and the game got a little quick for her. But at the same time, we are expecting a lot of these freshmen, and we expect them to both have great years. And I can't wait to get them on the floor again Monday night, Monday afternoon, and just keep the games rolling. So hopefully, again, that we will take care of our COVID discipline, and the quirks of the COVID world we're living in will allow us to play on Monday and play next weekend. And I'm excited for getting back on the floor and having these players experience real games.
Doug Feinberg, the national writer for Associated Press, do you have a question for Coach Bruno?
Hey, Doug. Good to see you.
This is Doug Feinberg.
Hi, Doug.
I think I saw you guys were wearing masks today, your players during the game. Just what went into that decision? Obviously, COVID's a reason, but you're one of the few teams that actually are doing that, I believe.
The Big East is not requiring us to wear masks. Within the Big East, there are 11 different local jurisdictions, and we were not made to wear masks. Our medical people, our training staff, our medical staff, our doctors recommended that we do wear masks tonight. So I listened to our medical people. I asked the medical people to allow me to coach. And I know there's a lot of medical people that think that I should go zone sometime or put this player in or take that player out. Well, guess what? I tell the medical people, stick to medicine. And at the same time, I'll let the medical people, as a coach, I'm not going to try to be a doctor. And so when the medical people advise us that our players are going to have a potential for more positive outcomes of their testing by wearing masks, the docs tell us to wear them, then we're going to wear them. And that's just basically what went into the decision today. As a coach, I'm fine. I mean, I'd rather our players not be wearing masks, of course. All right. At the same time, I am going to listen to what our docs have to say.
Doug, do you have any follow-up questions?
Doug, I'm guessing you guys practice that way, so it's not like you don't practice in masks. You've done it before. knowing you and how meticulous you are?
We've been in masks since August 7th, every day, all day, every day. Right now, my only time is not being in a mask, but there's nobody around me here. So I'm talking into a microphone, I'm talking into a camera, and so I got my mask down here. But we've been practicing in masks since August 7th. Every practice has been with masks, and every local jurisdiction is different. The city of Chicago here is working very hard to keep us safe. The state of Illinois is working hard to keep us safe. Some people believe that the methods that are required in Illinois and Chicago are constructive. Some people don't think they're constructive. And that's I just have to listen to doctors. That's what I'm going to do, is listen to the docs and listen to our local jurisdictions, because we are located in Chicago, in the state of Illinois, and they tell us what to do, and we're going to do what they tell us what to do. We're going to do what they tell us to do. So that's really how this is working out.
Thanks, Doug.
Lawrence Kramer of the DePaul has a question for Coach Bruno.
Hey, Coach. During the national anthem, I saw a couple of your players were taking a knee during the anthem. Can you talk about the decision kind of behind that, and kind of just the support that they might have received from everyone?
Well, our choice here at DePaul, my choice, Athletic Director Peavy's choice, is to let the players make their choice. And we're going to back our players. We're going to back all of our players. And if our players choose to take a knee, we are going to support them. We are really working hard. What I'm proud about our team, Lawrence, is the respect that each player has for the other player, respecting each other's individual decisions. My players know I'm standing for the anthem. I've told them exactly and explicitly why. And there's different people. That's what makes the team great. Individual differences coming together as one. And the respect, we all have to have respect for one another's decisions. And I'm really proud of the respect within the team that each other has for the decision that each is going to make. And we want that decision making to be independent, and we want everybody to support everybody and respect everybody's decision.
Lawrence, do you have a follow-up question for Coach Bruno?
No, that was my only question.
Ready? Jim Niendorf from We Are DePaul, do you have a question for Coach Bruno? Jim?
No, I don't have any more questions. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Doug, do you guys have any more questions for Coach Bruno?
I just have one quick follow-up. Coach Bruno, going back to the point when you're talking about you want to be playing quality opponents right now to learn more about your team and discover where you're at. I know game one, but what are your takeaways from tonight with where is your team at?
I think we just went toe-to-toe with the top 15 team. So I think that means that we have a chance to be pretty good. At the same time, we play these games to win these games, not just find out that we can go toe-to-toe with somebody. So, we're playing a game. We have another game here in less than 48 hours. And we'll get back on the court on Monday against a team. And Tiffany Sardin, the coach at Chicago State, is a great Chicago person, former player, and coaching at Chicago State. We'll teach Chicago State with the same respect and the same respect that we teach Texas A&M. And then we've got some difficult games on our schedule coming down the pike also. And the way we treat them is the team we're playing is the best team in America. And we don't worry. We that's the respect we believe in giving every opponent. They're the best team in America for the 2 hours that we're playing against. And then later this week, at the end of this, beginning of next weekend, we're going to be playing in Big East games. And so the Big East starts up right away, and we still have some quality opponents on our schedule looking down the line. We still have some ranked opponents on our schedule, so some quality local rivals in Chicago State, Loyola, or Grand. And we've got some players on some teams on the schedule that are going to be top 25 teams. So that's what we're looking to try to just get better at.
Thank you, Coach.
Are there any other questions for Coach Bruno at this point?
Not for me. Thank you.
All good. Thank you.
Thanks everybody for covering Women's Hoops. We really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all Monday afternoon against Chicago State. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Enjoy
Thanks,
the
Coach.
rest of the weekend.
We're all done?
Yep, you're good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. With that, we're going to bring in the student athletes now one at a time. Let me go get them.
I'm not sure. All went to go check, so.
Deja, Dee, Sonya. I lost my, right with this, we have Dee Bekelja. And Dee today had a team high 24 points. Congratulations, Dee, on a great game.
Thank you.
Lawrence Kramer from DePaul, do you have a question for Dee?
Yeah, Dee, obviously you came out, you started today's game, last year and kind of the previous seasons you were coming off the bench. Can you talk about getting the opportunity to start and kind of making the most out of it in the first game of the season?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really excited to start this season, and I just know I have a lot to offer. Coming off the bench, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from previous players, so I was just really excited to get out there and start the game off strong for my team.
John from Global Traveler, do you have a question for Dee Bekelja?
Yes, sir. Hi, Dee. With the long stretch between real live games, how do you think you feel physically now?
I feel really, really good. I know a lot of teammates were in really good shape right now. We've had to wear these masks, work out for the past since August. So we've been really well prepared and have done a lot of conditioning and weightlifting and played a lot of basketball. So we feel really good physically.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg from the Associated Press has a question for Dee.
Hey, Dee, just to follow up on that, what was it like wearing a mask in a game? I mean, I know you guys have been practicing it, but you're one of the few teams in the country that actually are wearing them in games. So what was it like for you? I mean, just second nature now or anything different than years past?
Yeah, we're pretty used to it now since we have been wearing them for every practice, every, weight lift, every conditioning. So we're really used to them. We weren't sure if we were going to have to wear them tonight since Texas A&M didn't have to wear them. But they've said, you got to wear them. So it wasn't a big deal for us because we're so comfortable with it right now. So.
If I can follow up, I mean, you haven't played basketball in a game in probably 8 months. What was it like? I mean, was there the excitement, obviously, for the first game, but more so knowing that last year was taken away at the end of it?
Yeah, we were really excited because we haven't played against – this is our first time this week coming back and playing against people. We played Lewis earlier this week and then Texas A&M. We've only played against each other for the past, since August. We don't have any practice players or anything coming in like that. So it was really exciting to actually get somebody new to play. And I think we handled it really well, and we were really excited. And we definitely are working off of last year. We still have a lot of things that we want to accomplish. We felt like last year we were going to be able to make it far and have a good run last year. So we're just trying to carry that over into this year.
Jim Niendorf from We Are DePaul, do you have a question for Dee Bekelja?
Sorry, not right now. Maybe in a few seconds.
That's fine.
If somebody else wants to go ahead, feel free.
Doug or John, either one of you guys have a question for Dee?
I'm good, sir.
Okay, Dee, I do have a question. This is Jim Niendorf. You had 20 points against Notre Dame last season of a career high. Are you able to talk about maybe how you approached tonight, maybe differently from that game, or maybe not at all?
I didn't really have like a specific mindset. I knew I was really excited to get out there. I was really excited to start. And I just let the game come to me, and I didn't try to, work outside of what I'm capable of doing. And I was able to knock down shots and with the help of my teammates. And so it was just a fun game to be in. And I think just my excitement and readiness to play is what helped me, get my career high.
Are there any other, go ahead.
Yeah, Bob, I have one more question. Dee, before the game, I saw you and several other players taking a knee for the national anthem. Can you talk about just that decision and kind of the support, everyone received prior to the game, and kind of the decision that went behind that?
Yeah, we had the option to kneel or stand. It was a personal preference. We did talk about it as a team, and we are aware of everybody's why they stood or why they kneeled. So it was a group discussion, and I'm glad we were able to make our own decision about it. I kneeled just because I want to be an ally to my teammates, and I thought that would be a great way, for them to know that I have their back.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions for Dee?
Hey, Bob Niendorf here. One more question for Dee. Dee, what did you personally take away from tonight's game? And if you kind of include that with your previous answer, I apologize for the question.
No, that's okay. We learned a lot today. Specifically, we have to stay clean. That was a big thing. But we also learned that we could really compete with the top teams in the nation. I think if we could compete with anybody. We'd have to, even the top people, I know we don't have a lot of top people on our team, but I think we did a really good job handling, their size and athleticism. So I think, we could just build off of this and use it as a learning experience. And I think we're going to be really good in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the media for Dee?
Bob, I got one more.
Okay, Doug?
Dee, just to follow up on what you said, I mean, the conversation you guys had as a team about kneeling or not kneeling individually, that's not something that probably would have been discussed in the past. Just how did that conversation go? Was it a I'm sure it was a thought out, thoughtful conversation, but was it short? Was it long? I mean, how exactly did it sort of transpire?
Right. So at the beginning of the week, Coach Bruno, had pulled us aside, had a meeting, and was like, look, you guys can do whatever you want, you feel comfortable with, or you want to do, and we will support, this university will support you for whatever decision you do make. So then we kind of had, a group discussion, and he told us how he feels about it. And then later on, a couple of days later, we had just a team discussion without the coaches, like a no pressure situation, just a kind of, and we talked about it for a couple of days. Like, it wasn't just a one day thing. We did go back and forth with each other for a couple of days. And so I think everybody's really comfortable with, their decision, and we respect everybody's decision.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Dee? All righty. Thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will bring in our next student athlete. Okay, we have now Sonya Morris, junior guard from St. Louis, and Sonya had 22 points today in spite of fouling out in the fourth quarter with more than 6 minutes left. So who knows what she would have ended up with. Let's begin with Lawrence Kramer from the DePaul.
Yeah. Hey, Sonya, kind of going off that, what did the first game of the season, what did it feel like to kind of just get back in action? And obviously you had 24 points. What did it feel like overall to be back and playing against another opponent?
For one, it was just so good. The energy and the excitement and our approach just coming into game day was just so good. We haven't played against anybody besides ourselves, so it felt good being able to not only show what we've been working on, but just to simply play against some other teams and other opponents.
John Robleski from Global Traveler has a question for Sonya.
Hi, Sonya. Thank you for your time. With only one off day between the next game, are you guys going to practice tomorrow? Is it the full run through? Could you describe a little bit of what you think will happen tomorrow?
We definitely got to prepare for Chicago State on Monday. It's not going to be an intense, exhausting, hard work. We're going to go in the gym, watch film, get some shots up, work on our free throws. Obviously, we need to do that. So just working on things that we can take care of without tiring ourselves out tomorrow.
Thank you.
Doug Feinberg from the Associated Press. Have you got a question for Sonya?
Sonya, I know every first game of the year, I'm sure there's excitement for it. Was there more for this one, knowing that you guys couldn't play the end of last year and that you don't know what's going to happen down the road, obviously, with the virus?
I actually think so, yeah. One, especially with our game being right after Thanksgiving and just the COVID cases going up, we really never know, like, if they gonna call it quits again, just like they did last year. So I think definitely having our first official game, definitely we had way more excitement.
And to follow up, I know you guys have been wearing masks in practice since August 7th, basically everywhere you go. Was there anything different wearing a mask in a game today, or just you're used to it already, so it's the same as anything else, so to speak?
That's a good question. I think it was a little bit more difficult just because we actually had to play through, running up and down the court the whole time, playing against a team that wasn't wearing a mask, just the mental getting past that adversity. So it's definitely a challenge. Definitely would prefer to play without a mask, but rather be safe than sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Jim Niendorf from We Are DePaul. Have you got a question for Sonya?
I do, Sonya. Normally, I would think teams get closer together as a team as the season goes along, but are you able to talk at all about the closeness that perhaps the team developed after such a game as tonight?
Definitely. We was able to learn each other. This was our first time coming on. We had a lot of people come in this year, a lot of new people come in this year. So it was good being able to see what each individual person brings to the table and what we bring to the table collectively as a team. Also learning each other, learning our weaknesses, our strengths. So I think definitely after our first game tonight, we definitely got closer and grew together as a team.
Lawrence Kramer from DePaul. Have you got a question for Sonya?
Yes, Sonya, just earlier, Dee Bekelja talked about the decision in the talk that you guys had about kneeling for the national anthem. Can you talk about your own personal decision and what it meant in that moment to kneel during the national anthem? And that's obviously been long talked about these last couple of years.
Oh yeah, so I really appreciate the fact that we had a choice to stand or kneel. So that was very appreciated, not just by me, but just by the whole team. I chose to kneel because I really, I don't want to say the wrong thing right now. It's just a lot of systemic and systematic racism going on, a lot of injustices going on, and I'm really against it. And I'm gonna do whatever I can, to spread awareness and to let my word and my opinion and my fight be known. I kneel for the lives lost, and I kneel for Black people and minorities in our country today.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any follow-up questions for Sonya?
I don't. Thank you.
All good. Thank you.
All good for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sonya.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll bring in our next student athlete, Deja Church. Check it out now. Ratings are going up. We have our next and final student athlete, Deja Church, a senior guard from Michigan, and Deja had 23 points today. So we'll begin with a question from Doug Feinberg.
Hey, Deja, I got 2 questions for you. First, what was it like playing a game? I'm sure there's excitement for first game of the year, but was it sort of added knowing that the end of last year was taken away and you don't know how many games will happen because of the virus?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I mean, I think just was what was on my mind. I'm pretty sure all of my teammates' mind was like, it's been a long preseason, so we were just excited to get out there on the floor. Obviously, we had like an exhibition game on Wednesday, felt good, but to actually like play a game that counted in our schedule, play a top 15 team in the nation, it was exciting. And honestly, I was just glad to be able to play, whether we asked or not. It was fun.
And to follow up, I was asking all the players this. I know you guys wore masks today, and you've been wearing masks in practice since you started in August. What was it like? I mean, you're one of the few teams doing that, and obviously there are benefits safety-wise, but what was it like to have to play in a mask for as long as you guys played today?
So like the first week, I probably complained every day. No, probably the first 2 weeks I complained every day. But now it's normal. I mean, we do it. We wear them every day in practice, and coach enforces it. He just tries to keep us safe. We really didn't let the mask be a factor whether we won or lost or played hard or not today's game. So it's kind of normal now. I don't like it, but I did whatever to keep myself and my teammates and my coaches and everybody else safe. You're muted.
Deja. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Lawrence Kramer from DePaul has a question for Deja.
Yeah, Deja, kind of going off that, being back and playing your first game against a nationally ranked team, what kind of test was that for you guys, considering you haven't played a game in over 8 months, and just how that's, preparing you guys for later in the season?
It was exciting. One thing I like about DePaul and Coach Bruno is he's fearless and he schedules the top teams in the country. So it was exciting to not only get out there, play our first game, but to play a top team in the nation. And the history with Texas A&M, and we felt like we prepared well. But obviously, the score wasn't on our side tonight. But honestly, we just built from it. I mean, we lost to a top team by, I don't know what we lost by, but we got some good games coming up in the next few weeks, and we're just going to build. We're going to go watch film, work on everything that we did wrong, and we're just going to get better from here.
Deja was a 2-point loss tonight. You guys were right there at the end, that close. John Robleski from Global Travelers got a question for Deja.
Hi, Deja. Thank you for your time. With the way last season was ended, abruptly, and with the uncertainty of COVID, is that something that plays in your mind at all about, you don't know exactly if the next game is going to be played or if, what games are going to be played?
Yeah, I think this whole year is just a lot of uncertainty. I think now I just take it day by day. If our next game is Monday, I'll play Monday like it's our last game, because honestly, I don't know. And I learned that from last year in the Big East Championship. We thought we was going to the NCAA tournament, and then life threw stuff at us. So, yeah.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Jim Niendorf from We Are DePaul. Do you have a question for Deja?
I do. Deja, with you as a senior, are you able to talk about the leadership that you felt maybe you needed to show tonight?
Yeah. So I think last year our two seniors, Shantae and Kelly, set a great example for myself and the rest of the senior class on what true leaders are. And last year I was like a sponge. I just soaked everything in, and it was my first year here. I just learned as much as I could. So now, it being my senior year, I know I have a lot of knowledge and I can influence the younger players as well. So I just every day I try to come in with good energy, good attitude. I'm very coachable, and because I know the other ones are looking up to me, and that's what a great program is all about. It starts from top all the way to the bottom, and I'm just trying to be the great leader that coach has had in the past years and as long as he has been here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any other follow-up questions for Deja?
Not for me.
All good, sir.
All good for me.
All righty. With that, Deja, thank you for your contribution to our post-game Zoom today.
Thank you.
Thanks, Deja.
Thank you.
Yes, that should wrap it up, media. We look forward to doing this again in our next game in this highly unusual season. We'll all kind of work together and make this work. Thank you for coming and attending our Zoom today.
Hey, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you,
Yes,
Bob.
Are you going to be sending us? Are you going to be sending us this audio or no?
we will be sending the recording out to you.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it.
Okay.